We began the Honcho Exchange Labor Program, we call it HELP, or sometimes called Honcho, back in 1999. This is the Central Valley of California. It's mainly agriculture. And there was a horrendous freeze. All the orchards, all the fruit froze on the trees, and all the farm workers were put out of work. All the packers were put out of work. So without work, without income, they couldn't feed themselves well, they couldn't feed their children. So we said, it's time for a big food drive. And because it was my first year here, and there were about 700 employees, I thought the incentive for collecting food was for every 50 cans of food donated from the 17 different departments or sections, I would work an hour in their area doing whatever they do, like a nurse or a housekeeper or a cook. So that's how it began, and I was thrilled that we collected about 3 tons of food that year. So I think it was the biggest food drive in the valley during that very disastrous freeze here in Central California. And that's how it began, and we just kept going.
In this morning's Ag Report, Valley growers endured another night of below freezing temperatures.
Local growers say citrus is susceptible to damage right now.
Extremely cold temperatures pose a major threat to the valley's valuable citrus crop.
Thank you. On behalf of the Community Food Bank, my name is Andy Souza. I'm the president and CEO of the Food Bank. I just want to thank you, Veterans Hospital, for the great work that you've done supporting us. Over the last few years, we know you've donated over 8 tons of food that has gone to needy families and helped us generate probably about 15,000 meals for those people in need. But more than the direct contribution, which has been fantastic, there's such a spirit of cooperation, a spirit of giving that's within the family at the Veterans Hospital. It's great to be part of your food drives, the interdepartmental challenge, because we know that carries outside of the organization. We know that the folks that are there staying, that are there visiting, but more than that, the families that are impacted that come to work every day at the hospital. So you've been a great community partner. We want to thank you so much for that, and just look forward to more and more years of helping reach our valley and the people that are in need at such desperate times here in Fresno, Madera, and Kings counties.
In Fresno, in Central California, the Community Food Bank is the largest distributor. They distribute to churches, they distribute to other agencies. They're the key group. And each year, particularly the last 5 years, we've been told that as a company, we make the largest donation to the Community Food Bank of any other company in Central California or in Fresno. So we believe in community service leadership here, not just community service, but being leaders. And this food drive is one of the ways we demonstrate that leadership. So last year, we set a record of 8.5 tons of food. So I tend to think that fed a lot of young children and babies and elderly and people who can't provide for themselves. So as a staff, we're incredibly proud of what we do for this community, and it's a community in need. And I think that's important. And these are people we'll never see. We'll just never see them. I mean, we work here. We have 3 outpatient clinics, but these are people who live throughout all of Central California. So that feels good. And I want to point out that although we're a hospital and our main mission is to care for veterans, we also care about this community. One of our 5 visions is to be a community service leader. And we lead in the food drive, we lead in the cancer relay, we lead in the United Way fund giving. So it's part of our culture, it's part of our ethic, and part of our pride.